My son and I live together in a single-family home. Recently, I reconnected on Instagram with an old childhood friend I hadn't seen in years. We were both troublemakers growing up. But since then, our paths diverged. I went to university, built a professional career, bought a house, and became a father. Though I left social media years ago, I recently had to create a business Instagram account, which is how he found me. Over several months of catching up, I learned he had hit a rough patch. He was trying to raise his infant daughter alone while the baby's mother was in a rehabilitation shelter. Wanting to help, I agreed to let him and his baby stay for the summer, provided he followed a few strict boundaries to keep my home stable for my son. Responsible drinking, no half-drunk beer cans left lying around, no guests, no Tinder dates or strangers allowed, and absolutely no sharing my front door code. No drugs, a boundary we explicitly clarified in conversation. The mandate was simple: lay low, save money, and take care of your baby. The agreement broke down at 3:20 am a few weeks later. I woke up to voices and discovered he had brought a woman over. He claimed he had no choice because she got off work late and they were just hanging out until morning. My son happened to be away that night, but my friend had no way of knowing that. Furious but exhausted, I told them we would discuss it after my shift and left for work. After thinking it over all day, I realized I didn't have the mental energy to police a grown man, nor could I compromise my son's safety. When I got home, I told him he had until Sunday when my son returned from a camping trip to find new arrangements. Instead of accepting the timeline, he threw a tantrum, packing his things in the dark and storming outside. For a while, he sat outside with his crying baby, trying to make me feel guilty even though he had days to leave. Eventually, he cooled down and crept back into the guest room for the night. I stayed up watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, dreading the morning. The next day, I chose to work from home. I knew I wouldn't get a single thing done in the office while worrying about what was happening at my house. By Sunday, he finally left with the baby. He left the guest room an absolute mess and bizarrely stole the light bulbs, though he left the television, so I count that as a win. I immediately changed the front door codes, thinking the drama was behind us. I was wrong. A few days later, while I was at work, my son called me in a panic. The police were at our front door. After reminding him never to let law enforcement inside without me, I rushed home. The situation was sorted out at the police station. It turned out someone else had called in a wellness check on the baby, tracking the last known address to my house. I explained the timeline, proved he no longer lived there, and provided the officers with everything they needed to ensure my son and I were left out of it.